Okay, we're live. We are live now.
Wonderful. Welcome, everybody. It's nice to see everyone here again for our June meeting. Today is also WEAD, so World Elder Abuse Awareness Day. So just noting that. We'll start with our agenda. So number one, we have adoption of the agenda. You've had a chance to look at it, or if there's anything anyone would like to add. Councillor Elmsley, was that to add something or to make a motion to accept? Okay, is there a seconder to accept the agenda as is? Elizabeth, thank you, and all in favor? Excellent. Item 2.2, any declarations of pecuniary interest? None. Adoption of the minutes from the previous meeting. So that was on April 20th. We didn't meet in May. Adopted, so motion made by Elizabeth, the seconder, by Gigi, and all in favor. Excellent. We don't have any presentations this afternoon or correspondence. We'll move along to 5, our updates from working group staff and council. And 5.1 brings us to Barb's update.
Thank you, Crystal, or the chair, through you to the committee. First of all, I guess I'm just going to say that it's my last meeting with the group, and I wanted to thank each and every member for your dedication, your hard work, and I don't know what I would have done without you. Basically what I've been doing is I've been going through my files and organizing them, and realizing that there are a couple of things that were in the development stages, and actually they're pretty complete. One of them was prior to COVID, the Public Spaces Working Group developed a business brochure. So, and it is quite complete, and I am going to leave a note for the next accessibility officer, or whatever the title might be, to move forward with that brochure. It was not good timing to release it during COVID because our main topic on that brochure was to raise awareness about how important it is to make your premises accessible and how profitable it is. So I do feel that the business brochure would be of great help to the business community. And it points out different applications such as Access Now. So once you've made your business accessible and you have included some features, then you can actually map it so that people with disabilities can access Access Now and find you in the community, that you have an accessible restaurant, that you have wide aisles in your store, that you have readable labels and everything's at eyesight. So that is in my files, and I will encourage the new coordinator to read through it and move forward with that. Currently, the senior management team are completing one final review of the pre-consultation backgrounder, and I am to hear from a couple of the senior management team with comments this week on that particular piece. And once it is approved by the senior management team, then I will be moving it forward to the communications team to, basically beautify it so that it can be released into a final, that can be presented to developers at an infancy stage, like pre-design. Hopefully the architects will consider accessibility when they're designing commercial and residential spaces. And that's basically it, getting the house in order, and I, like I said, I wanted to thank all of you, and I encourage all of you to keep up your fabulous work. I will indeed follow and watch through YouTube to see what's transpiring in the future. And I'm always open to a phone call if there's anything that anyone would like to ask, or even if I can help out in any way in the future. But the members of this committee, I have no idea what I'd do without you, and without consulting you, certain things would not have moved forward. So I just wanted to extend my appreciation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Barb. And I think that I can speak for all of us in saying that likewise, I don't think we know what we would have done without you. I know all my time on the committee, you've been here, and how helpful and how supportive you are, and just how important this work is to you, which is definitely noticed and is super, super helpful. Yeah, we're going to miss you so much. Does anyone else have any questions about some of the topics Barb brought up, or anything, any comments for Barb? Diane?
Well, you know, what you said for all of us, but I'm just curious, what's on your agenda for retirement? Do you have something in particular that you're looking forward to?
Well, I have many hobbies. I like to boat and I like to golf, and I'm sure that there are lots of home projects that I'd like to partake in, and garden, you know, lots of different things. And I'll spend a lot of time up in Bobcaygeon. We have a summer place up there. And also I will volunteer for, I'm not quite sure for exactly what organization. I have been asked to join a hospital board, and whether or not I want to take that on right away, or just take the time to breathe and to enjoy my family life and such. So I think I'm going to give myself some time, and then I'm sure I'll get bored, so I'm going to need to do something. So definitely will be volunteering in the future. Thank you.
Thanks.
And I know, or I believe you're here till July. When is your last day with us, or with the city?
Well, give or take, like I have about 2.5 days that I will be just sort of cleaning things up in July. My last day really sitting at the seat is the 30th of June. Then I'll be taking holidays. My official last day is the 31st of July.
Well, thank you. And yes, thank you for all the work you've done here, and enjoy your retirement. And we've got a bit of time then to get in touch with you and find out how to keep in touch with you once you're retired.
I'll certainly share some personal contact information. Thank you,
Wonderful.
Crystal. You're a wonderful chair.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. We will move on then. Elizabeth, with the public awareness update for us.
Well, the biggest thing that we had for public awareness was our recent accessibility awards, which went very well. And we recognized 9 different organizations, businesses, or individuals. So that went very well. So now, of course, now we start with the 2023 awards. So if anybody has nominations, it's never too early. I think that's about it. Diane and I have done a preliminary meeting about a new project to boost awareness of what a disability is and what accessibility means. So we're asking anybody on the committee, of the entire committee, if they have seen any articles that were in the paper, or also if they've received any short videos or things that we could use and adapt for City of Kawartha Lakes, to let Barb or myself know. And otherwise, I think that's it at this time. Diane and I need to speak to the Public Awareness Committee to discuss the project before we want to bring it to the entire board. So that's it for today.
Thanks, Elizabeth. And was there any questions or comments for Elizabeth in public awareness? We're quiet today. Next on our agenda, we had added the accessibility in the media. So we're trying to bring something to the committee each week on something that's been happening locally, in the newspaper, on TV, highlighting accessibility. And the Council for Persons with Disabilities in Peterborough just had an event on June 4th. So I believe information was sent to everyone. It was on the news. There was a newspaper article. And they had actually received some funding. So I think it was a day-long event, and they had some virtual reality pieces for people to experience some disabilities, kind of like the old, the Walk in My Shoes events that used to take place. And they also released, so you can go on their website and see, they also released, they called it Capable Con, which is kind of a play off Comic-Con for comic book and adventure movies and things like that. And they released some characters. So they have 5 or 6 characters that highlight different disabilities. If you go on the website, it sort of explains them and the background of each character. There's twins who have autism. There's someone with vision loss, someone with limb differences, just different disabilities. And they've created these characters. So that was kind of interesting to look at. I think it might be an annual event, so it might be something, if Peterborough is accessible to you, to check out next year.
And the link to that,
Next.
Crystal, if I could say that,
yeah,
the link to it will be in the minutes, okay, of our meeting today, so that if anyone wanted to directly link to it, it will be in the minutes, okay?
Yeah, next we have 5.3 public spaces. Norm, would you like to speak to us about any updates there? Oh, I can't hear you. I'm not sure if others can.
No.
I think basically, if I may, it's the pre-consultation backgrounder, that the public spaces, Gigi had quite a lot to do with that as far as the pieces go, and she also helped me like with the language of the document. So that's basically what they've been working at. So I'm hoping that this will move forward to a good copy, so that fewer comments are going to be needed at once it's already designed. There should be fewer comments, we hope.
Yeah. And also, we also had committed that we were going to make a video. So I know Andre's gone, but we'd still like to get together with him for a couple of shots of just going on and off sidewalks. And also just getting a few more other people, like, the visual impaired and the signage that we did and stuff like that in the video. So that would be something also to pass on to your incumbent when they come on board. We would appreciate it. And I just want to say that I am, I just got put onto the Active Transportation Master Plan Task Force, and I am committed to taking our accessibility issues to that. So I'd like to represent us on behalf of the new committee that I've just joined to.
Wonderful. Thanks for joining that, Gigi, and thanks for sharing that with us. And that'll be a great addition, and to represent accessibility there will be wonderful.
My video is going wonky, sorry.
Yeah, it was turning on and off there.
On and off. It just keeps doing it.
Was there any questions regarding public awareness, public spaces? No. Okay. Next, Councillor Elmsley.
Thank you. I don't have a whole lot for you today. Of course, we did the presentations for the Accessibility Awards, as has been mentioned by Elizabeth. Other than that, I think you may see that we're starting to roll out the new signage for lower speed limits in urban areas. So the speed limits are basically going from 50 to 40. And if you ask me why that's important to us, I think for folks who may have some disabilities, having a slower traffic through our urban areas, I think will be helpful. It'll be safer and more comfortable for everybody. So I thought I would mention it here. And I was glad to hear Gigi talk about the active transportation plan, because of course we did approve a membership for that committee at the last council meeting. So that task force is going to come forward and start doing their work and bringing recommendations to council so that we can move ahead with our active transportation. I also wanted to say that one of my roles, as you know, on council is I sit on the health unit. And while we're coming out of the pandemic and probably going more into the endemic stage, the health unit is still recommending, if you are in congregate settings and you don't feel comfortable, you should wear a mask. And we should all still continue to try and social distance, and we should wash our hands or use hand sanitizer whenever we have an opportunity. I know that, some of these things are unpleasant to do or a pain in the neck, but I think that what we've proved through the pandemic, flu has almost disappeared, for everybody. And I think it's largely due to hand washing and hand sanitation and masks and social distancing. So to protect ourselves, because there's still other things out there. We don't know what's going to happen with this monkeypox thing. And we don't know if there's going to be, what are we up to now? 7th wave or 8th wave or something in the fall for COVID. So I encourage everybody and your families to continue to be safe and to continue to do the things that helped keep you safe over the terms of the pandemic, so that we don't kind of backslide and have another bad time of it. Other than that, I'm trying to think what else went on at council that would be germane to this group. And the only other thing was we're still approving cell towers. And that's the initiative to try and get Central and Eastern Ontario up to 95% coverage within 5 years. And we're now, I think, moving into year 3. So we should be seeing fewer and fewer dead zones and fewer areas where the internet goes in and out and in and out. And most people should have access to 5G. And certainly by the end of 5 years, as I say, we're looking at 95% coverage. So, a big step in that direction. And I think for folks with accessibility issues, having secure internet and access to it is very helpful, as well as being very helpful for use of cell phones. Unless there's any questions, I really don't have a whole lot more, Crystal, but I'm happy to answer anything if I possibly can. But I will, I'll make a nomination for next year's awards, and I would nominate Andre for either outstanding individual or consideration for Barbara MacArthur Award.
Thank you. Thank you,
And
Councillor
he's
Elm.
greeted with stunned silence. I don't know, is it appropriate to do that or not?
I think it is appropriate, and it's never too soon to have our first nomination, so we can take that back to public awareness and
Yeah.
make sure we make a note of that, and then an application goes in.
Yeah. Elizabeth's looking at me askance here. Thanks.
Oh, I don't know. You're on mute, Elizabeth, if you're speaking to us. I'm not sure if Elizabeth had a comment or not. One question I had, I think that's great about the speed limits and that they're reducing. Is that in certain areas that that's going to happen?
It'll be in all urban areas, but we can't do it all at once, so it's being rolled out. And I think it's right now, Hoboken, Woodville, Little Britain, kind of that northern and western area that's being done. So amazingly, I'm getting some pushback from people about it, about why are you lowering the speed limits? It's going to take me longer to get places. And, you know, I just kind of shake my head. Oh, okay. 10 kilometers an hour in town. How often can you get up to 50 anyway? But, you know, nonetheless.
I always drive 40 on our 50 kilometers an hour street anyway, just because I think it's a much better speed than 50, you know, racing through, that's like racing through your neighborhood, you know, going 50. So I just look at my speedometer and make sure I'm going 40. So I have no trouble with it.
Elizabeth?
Nope.
Oh, okay. I just saw that you were unmuted now, so I wasn't sure if you were unmuting to make a comment. Thanks. Was there any other questions or comments for Councillor Elmsley? Nope. Okay. Seeing none. We're speedy today. I'll ask for a motion to accept reports 5.1 through 5.4. Oh, Councillor Elmsley, and seconded by Gigi, and all in favor. Wonderful. We don't have anything else on the agenda under new or other business. Our next meeting. Oh, Diane, yes.
I'm not sure where this fits in exactly, but I think we were all pretty heartbroken at the tragedy in Lindsay this past weekend, or this past week. Such a young kid with autism drowning, you know. So I don't know, I just wanted to mention it because it is in the context of disability. And I don't know if it might just be one of those things that happens, but do we need to ask the question, is there anything that we could attend to as the Accessibility Awareness Committee, Advisory Committee? Is there anything that we should attend to that in any way could have prevented this kind of tragedy? I've asked that question myself, but I can't come up with any answers, but I wanted to at least acknowledge it as a group, that it was a tragedy and that it was related to disability, and I'm not sure where to go from there, but I just wanted to.
And I think there's a petition right now going on saying that should have been part of an Amber Alert. It's not just for abducted. There's been a lot of talk around he's missing. It should have been, we should have known right away. I think.
That's what I was going to add, that I think there's some larger conversations going on. I think the police services hands were tied because of the definition of an Amber Alert. So I think there's some larger conversations that are happening about what other alerts maybe need to be added for vulnerable people, for seniors with memory loss, neurodiversity, autism, those pieces as well. So I think those might be the conversations and the advocacy that might happen after this tragedy, but it certainly is a big loss for the community. Absolutely.
Is that something that we need to pick up on, like not today, but maybe in the fall? Like, is that something that the awareness committee group, subgroup should be looking at? Public awareness, should we be looking at that and making any kind of recommendations or anything like that?
Councillor Elmsley?
I'm just wondering if a memo went to council to ask council to make a motion for the Association of Municipalities of Ontario, commonly called AMO, to petition the province to look at how the Amber Alert is organized and whether there would be an opportunity to include those other types of scenarios that you alluded to, Crystal.
Right.
I don't know what Barb thinks of that idea. Maybe she has some thoughts. I know that the mayor, on behalf of council and the city, sent a letter of sympathy to the family, which is probably about, you know, while timely, is probably about the least we can do.
Right.
And sorry, just to clarify, did you say something did go to AMO, or that was an idea that we could,
No,
that council
I'm
could do?
suggesting that a memo go to council asking that council pass a resolution to go to AMO for them to solicit members, and if they get enough members in agreement, then they can petition the province and the appropriate cabinet minister to look at how Amber Alerts are announced and whether it would be appropriate to include these other scenarios. So as I say, I don't know if Barbara has a comment or not.
Okay, Barb, then Diane.
I did the wrong thing, sorry. I'm supposed to push the speaker thing, not unmute myself. I can certainly do that, like as far as write a memo and or, you know, suggesting that on behalf of the committee. But I also have heard that there is a great deal of conversation taking place around that definition. I guess maybe.
You want to have a conversation with Kathy about it and see what she might have to say?
Yeah, I will do that. I'll speak to the clerk and ask how it should be, you know, how it should be looked at. Like I said, I'd be happy to write something on behalf of the committee suggesting that and send it to council. Yeah, I'll just speak to Kathy and see and ask her what her approach would be on that.
Diane, you had a comment?
Well, I was just going to ask, like, how does that process get started? So Barb's just answering the question.
So maybe we can, that could be our moving forward, what we do. And then Barb, you could get back to us and just let us know what's happening there.
I can do that. Thank you.
Thank you. So our next meeting, so if we stick to the schedule we're doing right now, our next meeting will be Wednesday, September 21st. So we can hold that in our calendar, knowing of course that things will change over the summer. Hopefully they're, well, sad to have Barb go, but there'll be some sort of replacement hopefully in place at that time. And I think we lost Elizabeth, which would mean we just lost quorum. So how do we handle adjournment? Do we just end unofficially? So we're at 5 now, members?
Yeah, we're at 5, so we did just lose quorum.
Does that mean we're stuck here forever? We cannot adjourn.
No, we have 5. That's sufficient. 5 is still quorum. Because we only have 7 members, don't we?
Well, officially.
I didn't know if Andre was still on the list officially or not.
Yeah,
but-
Andre's still on the list officially, and I did think that he was going to be here today, but obviously he was unable to. We're supposed to have 5+1 because there's 10 listed. And we have Linda, who has resigned
Well,
with
we
no
don't have
replacement.
10 members anymore.
Yeah, we don't have 10 anymore. No, we have 9. So,
So quorum is
okay,
50% plus one of
of
the
9.
committee, not what the committee is supposed to be.
Not on the list, though.
I'm not,
I'll
I'm
make
not,
a motion to adjourn.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll do that. So we do have 10 people listed on the agenda today, but obviously we're not going to stay here forever. We'll do, so Councillor Emsley, a motion to adjourn, and all in favor.
Gigi
Wonderful.
seconded it. Gigi was seconded.
Gigi seconded?
Gigi
Okay, thank
second.
you.
All in favor, yeah.
Well, have a wonderful summer, everyone. Barb, please send us your contact information so we can be in touch with you. And everyone have a safe and happy, healthy summer as well. And we will, if we don't see you before, we'll see you in September.
Yeah, have a good summer, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Take care, everyone.
Bye now.
Same to you, everybody.
Bye
Thanks,
now.
everyone.
Bye, Barb.
Enjoy. See you on the golf course.
Thank you very much. You will.